officially here. It's the beginning of the end of the year and fall and winter, better weather, better days ahead are coming. Everybody let me know in the comments how your September was. It was a good month. It was a good month for me. Please excuse my appearance. I have no makeup on today. Obviously, I'm giving very much beanbag busted. My allergies have been so bad, so I just didn't want to like put makeup on my face today. You can see like around my nose is really red because yesterday I had a really bad allergy attack. Sorry. Let's get into it, okay? This month, I will say, has not been the best reading month for me. I read 4 books, okay? And it just was not good. I don't know. I just really wasn't feeling the reading vibe, right? So I read 4 books and I DNF'd one of those 4, so technically I read 3 books. Yeah, I don't know. This month has just been so busy and I didn't really feel like reading, and every time that I would read, it just took me, it just like my mind was somewhere else, right? But even though I technically only read 3 books, I actually really enjoyed most of the books that I read. And I just kind of wanted to give myself a break from reading too, because I want to read more like wintery, Christmassy, fall-y, witchy vibe kind of books. So I just wanted to give myself the time to kind of like get into that transition, right? Okay. I did read all of these books on Kindle Unlimited. So I have my Kindle here. Also, all of my stickers are like messed up. I just like have not felt like fixing them. After I read my last book, I just put my Kindle in my purse and I just haven't gotten it back out. But it's okay, like not every month is gonna be a good month, and like I'm not trying to read like 13 books in a month. And I'm really starting to just like try to read things that I enjoy. So let's get into it. So the first book that I read this month is It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han, which is the second book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series. And I know that a couple months ago when I said that, well, when I told you guys that I read the first book, I kind of said that I wasn't into it, and that is true. But like the first book to me just was like very slow, and it was kind of a transition from this to All the Boys I Loved Before. So sometimes when I read like a different series by the same author, I find it a little hard to kind of get out of the headspace that I'm in when I'm reading is no other way to talk about it without some spoilers, so just be advised, spoilers. The book picks up after Susanna dies, and we all see it coming, right? We all know that she's going to perish. Obviously, the first book kind of sets it up where it's like, hello, like she's not doing well. So Susanna dies, Conrad's still being an asshole to Billy, and Jeremiah's kind of coming in to like show her the man that she needs. And that is the theme of the second book, pretty much, is Billy figuring out, kind of going back and forth with Conrad a lot, of him being like a total douchebag and Jeremiah kind of being there to like pick up the pieces. Conrad is running away from his responsibilities, and a lot of this is like, obviously, like his mom just died and they were close, and I just feel like he felt like he had a lot of responsibilities to look after, and obviously the love triangle that he's kind of in, and like wanting to be with Belly but not knowing how to show her how to love her. It was so messy, you guys. So messy. 10 out of 10. That book swallowed me up, and I was so in the Jenny Han, The Summer I Turned Pretty lore, and a lot to do with it is a lot of the reason why I like picked up the second book is because I did want to watch the series on Amazon, and I told myself, okay, if you can finish the series, you can watch the show. 10 out of 10. The second book I read this month was King of Pride by Anna Wong. This is part of the King of Sin series. This is the second book, and I'm going to read the synopsis for you guys so we can kind of get caught up and refreshed, and then we'll talk about the story. She is opposite in every way and the greatest temptation he's ever known, reserved, controlled, and proper to a fault. Kai Young has neither the time nor inclination for chaos, and Isabella, with her purple hair and inappropriate jokes, is chaos personified. With a crucial CEO vote looming and a media empire at stake, the billionaire heir can't afford the distraction she brings. Isabella is everything he shouldn't want, but with every look and touch, he's tempted to break all his rules and claim her as his own. Bold, impulsive, and full of life, Isabella Valencia has never met a party she didn't like or a man she couldn't charm except for Kai Young. It shouldn't matter, he's not her type. The man translates classics into Latin for fun, and his membership at the exclusive club where she bartends means he's strictly off limits. But she can't deny that beneath his cool exterior is a man who could make her melt with just a touch. No matter how hard they try, they can't resist giving in to their forbidden desires, even if it costs them everything. King of Pride is a steamy opposites attracts forbidden billionaire romance. It's book 2 in the King of Sin series, but can be read as a standalone. And then it just goes into the triggers and like profanity. So that pretty much is literally the synopsis from the book. I thought it was a really well written book, but it is not my favorite Anna Wong book. It's not, in my opinion, it's not the best one I've read. It is, I will say, it is the most different in the sense that Kai Young is not the normal Anna Huang character who is like this dark, brooding asshole in charge type of character. He very much is like a sweet, caring, compassionate character, which is like not something that we get a lot from Anna Huang. And then to me, Isabella was the typical female character that she dates. I don't know though. Something about this story didn't really pull me in like normal Anna Wong books do. Don't get me wrong, it was a fun read and it was really good. Like, the writing, obviously it's Anna Wong, like, it's gonna be good. That aspect was good. I just felt like the story was lacking a little bit, and it was lacking, and I felt like at the same time it was longer than it needed to be. Like, by the time I was done with this book, I didn't even read the epilogue because I just was over it. Like, the story was very generic and very like cookie cutter, opposites attract, forbidden love. So it wasn't necessarily anything that hasn't been done before. But I definitely would recommend this book, don't get me wrong. Like, if you're going on a road trip, or like you're going to the airport, or going on a trip, this is a very good low stakes book to read. But to me, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, it was a little bit underwhelming. Anna Wong is still one of the best female authors, best author overall to ever exist. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna shit on my girl because unnecessary, but this would definitely be a good book for someone who's very much likes vanilla type spice and very low spice, when normally her books are very high spice. So I definitely would recommend this book to someone who's getting into like the spiciness and like doesn't need all of that, you know. But yes, it was very good, but just wasn't my style per se. Alrighty guys, so the next book is the book that I started, that I DNF'd, and I have my Kindle here because I'm gonna read you the synopsis. But this is One Moment in Time by Sherry Lowe. I got 19% into this book and I just could not. The story to me was a little bit all over the place. I'm gonna read you the synopsis and then we'll get into it. Sometimes the best surprises reveal the most shocking secrets. After 3 decades of marriage, Brenda Jones has decided to leave her husband just as soon as they both return from a mystery trip with their daughter Zara. But she has no idea that Zara is flying them to Las Vegas to renew their vows. Zara Jones has recreated almost every detail of her parents' original wedding. Now her only challenge is tracking down the 2 friends who were pictured with her mom and dad back in 1993. Aiden Gregg is dealing with his own relationship woes when he receives an unexpected message from a complete stranger with the help of Facebook. Zara has tracked him down and is asking if his parents are the other couple in the old photo. If so, could he bring them to Vegas for a surprise reunion? What Zara and Aiden don't know is that 30 years ago, one moment in time changed everything. Will rewinding the clock right the wrongs of the past? Or are they all counting down to a rendezvous with disaster? And that is the synopsis. And in theory, this book sounds absolutely amazing. It definitely sounds like something that I would love to read and would love to pick up. But just something about the writing to me was very discombobulated. It jumped back and forth between chapters. So there actually is 2 daughters. I don't really understand why the synopsis only picked up on 1 daughter, but they actually have 2 daughters, and they are both planning this reunion vow renewal situation, right? So again, I don't really know why it only referenced 1. And as far as I got there is a wedding photo that the daughters find, and daughters, in between the daughters, to the mom, to a co-worker of the mom, to the son of one of the friends in the photos, and how his wedding is a disaster, how his bride left him at the altar, and also it like went in the past to like their deceased grandmother. I don't know, you guys, it was very all over the place. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians kind of thing, and it just made laying the roadwork for the plot very confusing. Even in the synopsis, it doesn't really give you like all the details of like what you need to know about this book. And yeah, supposedly this is like a New York Times bestseller, and I'm sure a lot of people loved it, but for me it just was so confusing, a little all over the place. And that's why literally I was like in the middle of a chapter. I had 9 minutes left in this chapter and I just DNF'd it, because I'd rather just spend my time reading a book that actually swallows me up, gets me involved, gets me thinking, gets me interested, instead of like, I don't know, going back and forth of like, do I want to finish this book or not? And that's also something I did. I like put a hard rule on this month, and I'll carry it on into the following months, is that if I'm questioning and going back and forth with a book, like, do I like it, do I not, I'm just gonna DNF it. I don't want to like read books to prove that, you know, like prove to myself like, oh, I can finish it. If I don't like it, done, period, cutting it off, bye bye. Alrighty guys, so we are getting to the very last book I read this month. I'm actually gonna tap a little bit for you. Sorry, I'm giving very much Scarecrow. This is not a book I read this month. I actually read this book a long time ago, but figured we tap on it a little bit. Okay, so the last book I read this month is We'll Always Have Summer by Jenny Han. And this is the last and final book in the Summer I Turned Pretty series. I can't believe I was like such a hater of this series in the beginning, because besides the first book, the second two books, the second and third book, were so good. So I'm going to read you the synopsis so that we can get fully engrossed in this feeling and talk about it. Can Belly make a final choice between Jeremiah and Conrad? Find out in the conclusion of the New York Times best-selling The Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy from the author of To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Belly has only ever been in love with the two boys, both with the last name Fisher, and after being with Jeremiah for the last 2 years, she's almost positive he is her soulmate. Almost. While Conrad has not gotten over the mistake of letting Belly go, Jeremiah has always known that Belly is the girl for him. So when Belly and Jeremiah decide to make things forever, Conrad realizes that it's now or never. Tell Belly he loves her or lose her for good. Belly will have to confront her feelings for Jeremiah and Conrad and face the inevitable. She will have to break one of their hearts. This paperback edition features bonus content, including Conrad's letter to Belly. Okay, so that is the synopsis, you guys. So yes, in the second book, Belly, that's why I didn't really I wanted to talk about these together. I don't know why I didn't. Anyways, spoilers nation, I don't really know, because we're gonna get into it. Oh, we have so much to talk about. like, it's kind of hard to think of, like, your parent just died and you also are thinking about being in a relationship. Like, to me, that's a little bit extreme. So I can understand where Conrad's coming from. But Jeremiah seems to be functioning just fine, and he's ready to love Belly and be together. So they get together. You guys, the drama. So the start of the third book is them at college. Belly is a freshman. Her and Jeremiah and her best friend Taylor, they're all going to the same college, and the struggles are that they break up during spring break, and Conrad goes to Mexico and ends up in some kind of predicament with another girl during spring break, and Belly ends up finding out at a party. She's in the bathroom and hears the girl, I think her name is Lacey, talking about how hot Jeremiah is and like how lucky and crazy it is that they hooked up during spring break. So Belly confronts Jeremiah and is like, F you, you piece of shit, like, why would you do this to me? And Jeremiah's like, I'm so sorry, but we were also on a break, so what do you expect? It's messy, girl. So what does Jeremiah do, thinking like it's gonna make things better? He proposes to Belly. This was like the most annoying part of the book, because like, what are you thinking? Pretty much everybody is like, don't do it, y'all are too young, they're friends, they're family. Conrad is like, this is my last chance, and he confesses his love to Belly. He tells her, I love you. He literally says the words, I love you. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. I just don't know how to communicate, but I know that I want to be with you. Please don't marry my brother. Be with me. And now Belly is put in this situation because she loves both of them, and but on paper and pretty much every way else, Conrad has always been the perfect person for her. She doesn't feel like she has to change things about him. It doesn't, she feels like he is perfect for her. She loves Jeremiah, of course, because he's silly and goofy and, free-spirited, but she always feels like she has to tell him, like, he's doing things wrong, you know what I'm saying? So, the third and final book, is Belly making her decision, and you guys, I cried. I am not gonna lie to you. When I finished this book, I cried. The ending was beautiful. It was unexpected. It was everything and more. And then the letters at the end. My husband was in a meeting, thankfully, when I finished this book, because I was sitting on the couch bawling my eyes out. I'm probably being dramatic, but I did, because you get so connected to these characters and the story, and at the end, like, that's it. They're pretty much going out into the ether and finishing their destiny, and you get to see the conclusion. It was beautiful. I'm being so fucking dramatic. I do apologize. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. If you've read the books, you know the ending, who Belly chooses, and it was just so beautiful to see Belly, Conrad, Jeremiah, Stephen grow up. And even though, like, Stephen really wasn't prominent in the last book, it was really beautiful to get to see the conclusion. You serious issues. Like, there's not a moment where you're not hating a character, and I love that. I think that's brilliant. But for the ending to just really bring everything full circle and put everything into perspective, I don't know, guys. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for this series. It was beautiful and well written and captivating and everything that you could ever want in a romance series. Alrighty, guys, that is the end. I didn't have a lot of books to go over with you, but I really felt like we got into it and gave it our all. Little fabric scratching. I don't know what next month has in store, but I'm ready to read some season themed books. So if you have any good fall, winter books to recommend, please let me know. Thank you for joining me for another video. If you're still awake, please give this video a thumbs up. I hope that you sleep well and have sweet dreams. I'm sending you all of the good vibes, sending you good vibes, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.